I'm Lady Charmaine, and my guest today is an award-winning singer, actress, model, and #1 best-selling author. She has worked extensively as a lead vocalist and also guest soloist and worship leader. And she has toured with such notable artists such as Jonathan Nelson, Vashawn Mitchell Commission, and Kirk Franklin. And she's here today to talk about her brand new #1 book, And So I Prayed. Help me welcome Miss LYDIA ELLE to the show. Welcome.
Hi, how are you? Thank you so much for having me.
Well, you know, it is so nice to just have a #1 best-selling author on your show, especially officially today. So congratulations to you.
Thank you. Thank you. I am so grateful and humbled by the support. It's just, God has done something amazing here, and this isn't me. This is, the collective body of Christ really coming together and supporting the message. So I am truly grateful for all of the support I've received.
Amen. So I know today is really an exciting day for you. And I just wanted to talk to you a little bit so the audience can know where you're from and how your career began, because I was reading your bio, and your bio says that you are a study in contradictions. What does that mean?
Well, so in college, I did that just last week. I just graduated.
Congratulations. You got some great things happening for you.
No. I'm a little older than college age, but when I was in college, I majored in mathematics and music. And so, whenever I told people that was my major, they'd be like, well, those two things almost seem like polar opposites. But I did graduate with a degree in mathematics and music, and I pursued math first, and music was my love. It was something that I grew up doing, but I just wasn't really sure how to do it. I wanted to eat, and I couldn't see how to really forge something for me in that regard. So I went the math route, and God blessed my career in mathematics, for sure. I did a lot of wonderful things. And then he said just recently, it's time to go back to the original calling. That was kind of like my 40 years of preparation. And now he's told me that I need to step out and do, what I'm doing now, sharing the message of him in a variety of areas, but really being able to go back to my creative calling and my first love.
Wow, because, math was my worst subject in school. So I take my hat off to anybody who enjoyed numbers. So my hat is off to you, sister.
It was just, I liked the fact that I could do it by myself. Of course, the lessons and everything were good, but math is just, if it's right, it's right. 2 + 2 is 4. It doesn't matter where you go around the world. So I really liked the fact that I could do it. I could do it by myself, and God just, there's some things that I think back on now, like, wow, I don't really know how I did it, but that's life, right? You make it through something, and you're like, only God did that. So,
right.
He definitely gets credit for the math degree. There were some crazy parts, I can't lie.
So where are you from?
That's an excellent question. Originally, I was born in London, England.
Really?
And I have a 5-year-old daughter. Her name is London. Yeah. So I was born in London, but I've lived in the States for almost 20 years. And, this is home now. My daughter and I live here. We live in California.
Okay.
And so I love it out here. Just moved here from D.C. a few months ago. And the weather, girl, the weather.
Mm-hmm.
Like, y'all had me at hello. You had me at hello.
I have a cousin named London, too. That is such a beautiful name.
Yeah, it was just, I wanted her to have, something that was still a part of my heritage. And so we gave her that name. She's very proud of it. So I do like it. And with my first name being Lydia, I wanted her to have a name that began with L.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was trying to be cool. And that's what we came up with.
And your name just happened to be LYDIA ELLE. Isn't that cute?
Yes. So it all came together. But I've lived here for so long. I went to school, Oakwood University in Huntsville, Alabama.
Wow.
Shout out to Huntsville, Alabama. But it became home. This is where I've lived for the longest part of my life, and I love, like I said, I love California. I've only been here for a few months, but not having a winter though, yeah, y'all got me. That's it. I don't ever want to leave.
Oh, that's good. And, you know, looking at your career, not only were you a mathematician, also an actress and a model. So how did you even get into acting and modeling?
You know, that was completely by accident. I am a part of a wonderful organization called Actors, Models, and Talent for Christ.
Mm-hmm.
And they are, or their platform is to really find people who want to represent God in the entertainment industry. And so when I auditioned for them, I auditioned as a singer because, you know, that was my love. And they asked me if I had considered acting and modeling. And I was like, well, not really. But, you know, through their coaching and their encouragement, it is something that I have since pursued. And I have a manager and representation and agents who definitely help to support my career. So I'm excited. I'm still new to that industry, but I'm excited for the opportunity and where God is going to take that. I'm really looking forward to it. And when we have great faith movies like The War Room and what's the movie that just came out? Not Courageous. The
football movie.
The one about football.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's that called?
Woodlawn.
I mean, yes. So, you know, I like those messages. And of course, it doesn't have all the messages that I want to be a part of don't have to be completely sacred, but I do want to be a part of that storytelling aspect and show people hope and inspiration through the arts. And so I'm very grateful for that. But it was totally by accident. We'll see what God does.
Well, I love the fact that in God there is no accident, so which is great because I see even here in Northern California, I see their posters, their big billboards. So when I saw that you were a part of that organization, I said, "Oh, that's great," because I never met anyone that was a part of the the Actors, Models, and Talent Network, which you're a part of.
For Christ, yeah.
Yes, for Christ. No, that's a blessing.
Yeah.
And your singing has led you to tour with Kirk Franklin, Jonathan Nelson, Vashawn Mitchell, Commission, and even Whitley Phillips. So how did your career even move you into that direction before you became an author?
You know, that I have seen many of them in concerts and I've been a part of, you know, various concerts that they were headlining and being to meet them. And this was the span of, you know, my whole life. I was in a choir when I lived in Canada. I think I forgot that part. I lived in Canada for a few years, called Expression and Praise. And, you know, whenever various artists would come into town, we'd be able to open for them and meet for them. And that really fostered my love and my desire to want to be a musician. And then I came to college, like I said, and we did the math thing. And after working for a number of years as a research analyst, God was like, you know what, it's time for you to go. And between that, you know, life happened. So I did have a child. I did get married. That relationship didn't work out. I did have some financial problems. You know, this life, the growing pains of life that for me at the time were really traumatic. What I found was that I needed to come out in the way that I needed to. Yeah, he took me through my 40 days, and I needed to have the dark time so that I would realize that he is the light. I think I had been pursuing too many things that were superficial and artificial, and he was a desire that I had, but he wasn't my first desire. And I learned so many lessons. They were difficult. It isn't like I asked for this period. I don't think anybody asked for the storm or for the midnight. But I needed that so that I could really draw to him in the way that the Bible says that we are to pray without ceasing. And I, you know, prayer was a moment. It wasn't my lifestyle. And my 40-day experience has given me the opportunity to live talking to God about the good, bad, and the ugly. And so that's what I shared. Going through it, it was really hard. There's no denying, you know, that I found it easy, but I am thankful for my, I call it my breaking process, because I believe that it made me so much better on the other side.
So if someone purchases the book, what can they expect to receive from your book?
So the book gives people, like I said, I wrote it about the midnight or the storm season because at the time that I was struggling with various things, divorce and finances and, friends leaving and, some health issues, like everything was happening at the same time. And outside of the promise that it would be over, which I definitely believed because God had told me this season wouldn't last forever, I didn't really know how to handle being in it. And I needed some practical tools on what is it that you want me to get while I'm here? I know it's not going to last forever, but help me with here. And I wrote our conversations. And so the book is for those people who have gone through a storm season or going through a struggle, and you want to make sure that you get all the lessons and the tools out of it. I just give some practical conversations and life applications that I had with God during my storm so that we don't have to do it again because we didn't learn what we were supposed to the first time.
Now, can you give us like one practical tool that you used?
I'm sorry?
Can you give us one practical tool that you used?
Yes. One of the things that I shared is secrets. I believe that the power of a secret does not lie in the thing we are holding secret, but the effort that we put to keep it that way.
Ooh, that's
and
good.
So, we're working so hard so that people don't know, for example, I'm struggling with alcohol. Right? So the secret is the alcohol, but we're putting so much effort into making sure everybody doesn't know. But the true freedom comes from getting the help that you need by just saying, hey, I'm struggling with this. Because the enemy's ploy, one of his biggest tricks and tools, I believe, is thinking or letting people think that they are going through something by themselves. The spirit of isolation, that you are the only person who's dealing with this. But the word says in Revelation that we overcame by the blood of the Lamb, one, which everybody has, and the word of our testimony. And I don't think that we are sharing enough about the test that gave us the testimony. And so being able to come out of that myth that you have to keep these things secret because of the pretense that we approach prayer with, where we think that we got to come to God and pray to him in a way that he needs to hear instead of praying to him the way that we are. Because the truth is, we don't pray for God to get information about our issues, but for us to finally face them. And so he already knows what the problem is. And us coming to him in pretense saying things that we think he wants to hear instead of what's really happening, it just continues this vicious cycle. And so I talked through all of those things and how it is that I had to just, come to the point of being open and honest and transparent with God so that I could get fixed.
Now, that right there is a nugget for so many people that are listening right about now. And that is so true, just being open and honest about what you're dealing with right now, because it's not like God doesn't know. He sees everything.
Right.
He knows. He's just waiting for us
everything.
to confess it. If we confess with our mouths, that's how he can help us, because you can't fix anything that you don't admit.
Right.
So nothing that you don't.
And like I said, it's ultimate deception. And when you think of some of the sadness and such, people who are struggling with depression and suicide and such, those type of things, so many people are struggling with it, but the enemy's ploy is to make people think that they're the only one. Mm-hmm. And so I really just put myself out there, both with my heart and with my struggle, to let people know how it is that I made it through, like I said, in the midnight, and how it is that I talked to God while I was in it.
And that right there is so true, because people, they don't talk about depression or suicidal thoughts. Those things are happening, and they are definitely so prevalent. That's one thing my daughter and I, we speak about a lot, because she, battled depression, and we've gone through all of that. And, and to be able to put yourself out there so other people can be able to relate. We even talked about it on my television show, just putting it out there, because somebody will be able to relate to your story, and then they will know that they're not by themselves. It's not just them. And that is the enemy's job, to make you think that it's just you when there's other people that's out there battling with it. And so thank you so much for definitely writing that book. Where can people go and purchase your book today?
Today, you can get it on LYDIAELLE.com. It's LYDIAELLE.com. And it will be special price $2.99, and you get a free gift. So I think they're going to like that as well.
Ooh, $2.99, $2.99. That's a steal of a deal, just in time for Christmas. Wonderful. Again, can people find you on social media? What's your name on social media?
Absolutely. So, there's a whole bunch of them out there. So let me see. I got Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, Instagram. Did I cover them all? I'm sure there's one more. But everything is I am Lydia Elle. LYDIAELLE. You can find me on everything using that name. And I try and link everything. And if you go to the website, there's a little social media section as well in case you can't get to it just by searching. But definitely connect with me and let me know how the book is helping you. And, I'm praying that God continues to bless people with release, because I think once you get a release from the things that are holding you back, you are destined to fulfill your purpose.
Amen.
And so I am excited to help people with that.
And again, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show, sharing your story. I know your book is going to be a blessing to so many people. And I want to remind everyone to make sure that you go online to LYDIAELLE.com. Make sure you go and pick up your copy today. Go ahead and download it for just $2.99. Again, it was such a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you for having me. It was awesome to meet you. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.